Oh no, I'm under attack! I shot a few clips, sort of as a response to some videos I watched. Since then, I've watched more of their videos, so some of what I have in these clips has been answered in some of their videos. A little bit inappropriate in some places, in retrospect. But still, consider this as a general response to those who have picked up on this matrix. People take the matrix a little bit too literally. Response to Sovereign Spirits YouTube channel. And since then I've listened to more of their videos. I realized that some of my reply was my own projections. I'm kind of distressed by the idea that was promulgated by popularity of the book The Matrix. And then on Art Bell show, I think it was Ben Nighthorse, said, "Don't go to the light when you die. Don't go to the light. It's a trap. It's a soul trap." And, they're really on this riff of a soul trap and how we're poor victims. The whole thing about it that kind of gets me concerned is this revulsion to stay away from the light, There's a tradition of Niritsura Yoga where you seek the Shabad, the sound, and you seek the light. You go to the light. You soul travel to the light. It's beyond astral projection. And then again, I can concede, maybe there is a soul trap of a sorts when, if you get out of your body and you're only in the lower astral, maybe the light there isn't the holy light. Maybe it could be a trap. I guess I'm willing to concede that. I really don't see how people know that. So I find it a little distressing that people take this advice. Don't go to the light. But in this replies coming ahead, there are some projections of mine, in that vein, where they have addressed in some of their videos some of the things I'm going to bring up in some of these clips. I watched some of their videos. I thought I'd watched them all, but I missed quite a bit, so I've watched quite a few since I've made those clips. Some of my concerns have been answered in those clips, in terms of, not being in a hurry and stuff like that. So I'm going to present these clips anyway, take them with a grain of salt, or however you want to take them. Where does Kitty want to go? Where does my kitty want to go? Reincarnation, a trap or an opportunity? So this life on Earth is pretty tough. We experience a lot of dukkha, dissatisfactory conditions. I think it comes from like a wheel and axle not being quite made correctly, so the ride is real lumpy and imperfect and troublesome. So often we hear from the near-death experiencers that Earth is the hardest place, they're told. So much wrong. But, it brings to me what a friend of mine always used to say, and I always used to cringe when he said this, roll my eyes, and I hated slogans like this. Are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? And, it really soaked in with time, though. I think about that a lot, even though this friend of mine is dead for a decade now. Are you here to coast and enjoy life? Or are you here to support others who are trying to make progress? And what is progress? To me, it's not knowledge. Knowledge is lost, as they frequently point out. It's not knowledge. It's knowledge versus waking to the higher awarenesses. The overriding thought I have is, can we really judge things from this perspective? And of course, I submit that is a big no. The waste of lost memory. Most Earth knowledge is useless to the other side. You really need to cling to it. All the hurts and trouble. It's not the knowledge that's important. Knowledge versus waking the higher awarenesses. And to me, that's the important thing. It's not knowledge, it's growing. It's waking to higher awarenesses. Literally opening up the higher chakras. time. And this is something I see with young people. You know, they're in a hurry. They think, oh, I don't want to have to reincarnate. I'm like, they're in some freaking hurry. It's something we're really conditioned to in this life, because we're always in a hurry in this life. But ultimately, there is no hurry in the big picture. There's no race. There's no benefit to getting there first. And age, as you get older, age is a perspective. Time is so fast, you realize your life has gone by in just a flash. And yeah, it's dukkha, yeah, it's tough, but it's a different perspective. And you know, from the other side, it's going to be a way different perspective. That's my real point. Value, cost of a body. This is for people thinking about suicide, of course. And they always say, oh, it's not that big a thing. But, you know, to me it is. There's a karmic cost to a body. You know, if I kill a bug even, there's a slight cost. I'm not saying I'll never kill a bug. It's just real tiny cost to every little life. I certainly would never hurt a kitty cat. So I think my kitty cat's here to learn how to think. He's here to develop his mental chakras. And he's learned that. I've taught him to do a few things. I've taught him to listen to me. And he was a pretty tough student. I've had cats catch on a lot faster. But he's older now. You know, he's 8 or 9. He's learning to listen to me. Learning to think. He's tied up on his little rope. I saw the other day, he looked at his little rope, looked back at the rope that he had dragged underneath the chairs, and he followed the rope back underneath the chairs so he wouldn't be tangled when he walked to me. You know, I saw him stop, look at the situation, and prevent himself from getting tangled. He's learning to think. Well, we've learned how to emote, we've learned how to think. We have to develop the facilities beyond that, the higher chakras. Afterlife choices are earned, perhaps, by developing the higher chakras. Are you a sheepdog, or the shepherd? You know, the sheep need a little bit of herding. If not, they'll get into trouble. So maybe some afterlife assistance is different for people who are sheep. And the sheepdog does the herding. You know, he's the one who runs the sheep around. He knows what the shepherd wants, and he directs his sheep. And of course the shepherd is the planner, you know, the overall guide. I don't know, there's a lot there. Think about it. I shot some stuff on a recent river trip about this, and some of it's a little bit flip, so I hope you don't get offended. Oh, it's so bad here. I'm never coming back. It is what you make it, to a large degree. Some people wouldn't be happy anywhere. And some people would be happy anywhere. Would you accept a life of stagnation with no challenges, for ease, comfort? Oh, so nice, just to stagnate. Life here is special because of the challenges, not beside the challenges. The yin and the yang in this place. There's no guarantee that it's going to be so much sweeter on the other side. I think we're oversold that. In fact, for some people, it's been absolute hell on the other side. And we've got NDE reports of that. Quite a few of them. So there's no guarantees. There's no dodge. There's no easy way out. Would you really be happy if there was? Would you really accept a life without challenge? Endless stagnation? I do actually. I gotta get it fitted and figured out. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Where are you going?